A very good afternoon to you, and thanks for joining us on the news at this hour. My name is Joy Ken Abakoya. Before we begin, a quick reminder that you can follow this news on our social media handles, NTA Lagos Channel 10 on YouTube and Facebook. Now, as Nigeria rolls out the newly reviewed tax laws, questions and concerns are mounting over their impact on businesses and households. In Lagos, the country's commercial hub, the focus is on what the reforms actually mean and how they differ from public perception. Awal Yusuf Jibo reports.
With the highest concentration of corporate activity in the country, Lagos remains central to the debate of tax. Authorities say corporate income tax still applies to profits, not turnover, with reliefs and exemptions for small and medium-scale enterprises.
Today, all of this has been consolidated to two, just company income tax and development levy. So you do not need to pay all those multiple NTA, police, education tax again. All of those things, you just pay one line, development levy. And the new rate is now for company income tax, 30% today. Development levy 4%, bringing everything to 34%. Whereas previously we had company income tax 30%, education tax 2%, police 0.01, and some other small percentages. But all of those have been consolidated, and I believe that from administrative perspective, it makes it relatively easy for companies to comply.
On property taxation, officials say the new laws do not introduce fresh taxes but clarify existing obligations, separating federal provisions from state and local property charges to address fears of double taxation.
The only thing that is being introduced is on the capital gain tax that has to do with proceeds on the sales of assets and property, which before now it's 10%. But has been increased to 30%. And the brain behind this is that you cannot be charging the productive arm of the economy who are into manufacturing, production, asking them to pay a company income tax of about 30%, 25-30%. And those that invest in sales of property, goes on with 10%, which used to be the former order of the day.
Yes, some old taxes have been changed, but just amended. While new taxes have not been introduced, the way of collection has changed. The filing requirements have changed, and what is liable to be taxed, who is liable to be taxed, has also changed. So, for instance, stamp duty, companies income tax, VAT, and capital gains tax, they still remain federal taxes. So even when states collect those taxes, they are under law expected to remit it to the National Revenue Service. Basically, the Nigerian Tax Act reduces the tax burden on low-income earners and in favor of increasing the tax burden on higher-income earners.
At Lagos ports, excise and custom duties on specific imported goods remain targeted. Authorities say the focus is on clearer classification and administration, not blanket increases, easing concerns over price hikes. Overall, regulators say the reforms aim to improve clarity, compliance, and fairness in taxation. In Lagos, Awal Yusuf Jibo, NTA News.
The National Cashew Association of Nigeria has expressed strong opposition to the proposed federal ban on exporting raw cashew nuts. This stance was made clear by the president of the association during the 2026 cashew season annual general meeting and stakeholders meeting. Nta Ch10 reports that the meeting also ratified the newly elected executive committee members, praising them as credible officers capable of leading the association forward.
Cashew is a key commercial crop with significant potential to boost the nation's gross domestic product and create employment opportunities, particularly for the teeming youth population. When properly harnessed, the cashew value chain from production to processing and export can contribute meaningfully to economic growth. It is against this backdrop that farmers, processors, and exporters converged at the 2026 Cashew Season Stakeholders Meeting, organized by the National Cashew Association of Nigeria, to chart a sustainable way forward for the sector.
The cashew season is here, and we are here. We're excited for the cashew season, so we are doing our official flag off. We have all the stakeholders here. We have farmers, we have processors for value addition, we have traders, LBAs. So we're excited to be here together as one. We need order. We need a structure to get into the farm gates, because what happens is the farmers start harvesting early before the nuts actually mature, and that leads to quality issues when we ship abroad, which means that there's less FX coming into the country.
Representing the federal government, the Deputy Director in the Industrial Development Department of the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Investment, Ajayi Ade, reiterated the government's roadmap for the cashew industry. She stressed the importance of unity and cooperation among stakeholders to formalize and grow the cashew value chain.
The roadmap represents a deliberate shift from fragmented interventions to a coordinated, long-term and results-oriented framework for developing the cashew value chain from farm to factory, from domestic market to global competitiveness, with a strong emphasis on value addition and industrial growth.
All the stakeholders at the meeting underscored the need for stronger collaboration and consolidation within the sector.
We are going to develop the cashew national policy, where government will now understand how to advance the cost of cashew in Nigeria. Value addition is compulsory. We cannot continue to be exporters of primary products. We need to generate employment for our teeming youths.
Today, cashew is about the second largest contributor to the non-oil economy in Nigeria.
When we tap into cashew production, cashew cultivation, we see that Nigeria is going to take over as the biggest country in issues of cashew.
They identified climate change, poor pricing, and limited access to market as major challenges confronting the farmers. The stakeholders called for fair pricing mechanism, a collaborative approach across the value chain, and the adoption of good agricultural practices to ensure sustainability and growth. In Lagos, Nta Ch10, NTA News.
World leaders, corporate giants and policymakers have gathered at the Swiss Alps for the 56th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos, one of the most closely watched global gatherings of the year. Gloria Agbo reports.
Heads of state to tech titans. The lineup is historic. Around 400 top political leaders and more than 60 heads of government are present, alongside nearly 850 chairs and chief executives and dozens of innovators shaping global tech and finance. Among those attending are US President Donald Trump, set to deliver a major speech this week, European Commission President and French President Emmanuel Macron, and leaders from Africa, Asia, and the Americas. This year's sessions revolved around 5 core themes: cooperation in a contested world, unlocking sustainable growth, investing in people, deploying innovation responsibly, and securing prosperity within planetary limits. Geopolitics and AI dominate the agenda. With rising geopolitical tensions, economic confrontation is now viewed as one of the biggest global risks, replacing armed conflict in recent forum risks surveys. On geopolitics, European leaders criticized tariffs linked to the Greenland dispute, calling for unified responses and highlighting the evolving dynamics among allies. The president and CEO of the World Economic Forum welcomes a historic number of participants to Switzerland's Davos.
We are convening at such a consequential moment for the world, when geopolitical developments are fast-moving, when long-standing trade and economic architectures are being redrawn, and when technological forces are reshaping our industries and societies. We are standing at the start of a new reality.
Critics of Davos argue that despite the high-profile talks, what is lacking is concrete action on inequality, climate change, and inclusive growth. Still, for many attendees, from nation-states to private enterprises, Davos remains the premier stage to shape global priorities for the year ahead. Glory Agbo, NTA News.
You're still watching the news at 1 on NTA Lagos Channel 10. We'll pause here for some messages. The news continues shortly. Do stay.
What does wellness sound like?
It sounds like this.
Clean, pure, naturally refreshing. Every drop, purified with purpose. Crafted using eco-friendly processes and state-of-the-art filtration systems. It's not just water. It's smart water for smart people.
At home, in the office, at your next event or lounge, stay sharp. Stay hydrated.
Southern Spa Premium Water. Available in 75 c-litre bottles and 19-litre refills.
Call 0802-331-8305 or 0913-816-0191 to place your order today.
Southern Spa Premium Water. For health and living.
Hi everyone, this is Ida Emmanuel Chibike, and we are right here in Great John Bosco Nigeria Limited. It's located in 48 Tedusho Road, right here in Suliri, Lagos. Are you an interior designer, an architect, a builder, and you actually looking for a place to get your furnitures and also quality fabrics like curtains for your homes? Great John Bosco is actually one of the best places to get that. We are situated here in Lagos, Nigeria, right here in Tedusho, and we have branches in Abuja and also on the island, that's in Lekki Phase 1. We have from the ranges of Turkish fabrics, American fabrics, Italian fabrics, and what have you. We have them in different categories and in different collections. You can also check us online. We are active online on our social media handles. Our Instagram handle is actually Great John Bosco, and also on Facebook at Great John Bosco. This is Great John Bosco Nigeria Limited, your one-stop shop for all interior needs. Don't hesitate to come by our store here in Todosho, which is the main head office, to see quality designs and fabrics for your need.
Thank you for staying tuned. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has dismissed reports alleging a confrontation between him and the Council of Afobajes over the selection of a new Awujale of Ijebu, describing the claims as false and misleading, according to a statement issued by his special advisor on information and strategy, Kayode Akimade. The governor recently held a consultative meeting with the Council of Afobajes, similar to the previous engagements with other Ijebu kingmakers, aimed at promoting harmony in traditional affairs. The meeting, the statement said, focused on issues of mutual interest and the progress of traditional institutions in Ijebu land. The governor denied issuing threats or ultimatums to any kingmaker, insisting that statements allegedly credited to him, including no Kuye, no Awujale, were completely fabricated. The administration stressed that no member of the Afobajes Council can confirm such claims as they never occurred. Governor Abiodun reaffirmed his commitment to due process, respect for traditional institutions, and a fair and transparent process in the selection of the new Awujale. He also reiterated his deep respect for the Awujale stool, which he said has consistently guided his actions. The public, the media have been urged to disregard unverified reports and rely on information from official sources. Now, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, has restrained Julius Abure from further parading himself as the national chairman of Labour Party and recognizing the Senator Usman Nenadi-led caretaker committee as the legitimate leadership of the party. Justice Peter Lifu, who gave the order, anchored the decision of the court on the April 4, 2025 verdict of the Supreme Court, which nullified Abure's claims to the position. The court therefore ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission to immediately accord recognition to the Nenadi Usman-led caretaker committee as the only lawful authority to act for and represent the Labour Party, pending the conduct of a national convention. The judgment followed a suit instituted by Senator Nenadi Usman challenging Abure's continued stay in office. Justice Lifu held that the materials placed before the court clearly showed that Abure's tenure as national chairman of the Labour Party had expired. The court dismissed Abure's argument that the dispute was an internal party affair. And that's it on the news at this hour. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Joy Ken Abakbuya.